Milton Friedman called it the world's greatest experiment in laissez-faire capitalism. Hong Kong. Well, it now looks like the Hong Kong experiment is coming to an end faster than expected, certainly than in 1984 when Margaret Thatcher signed the island back to Chinese rule, or in 1997 when the grand handover happened. As I speak, pro-democracy protesters are out on the streets in force, as are the police, with tear gas and more. Well, I was there for the handover, not as a journalist, but with a mate, because we'd missed the Berlin Wall and we weren't going to miss this. Well, in torrential rain, last night at the proms, handover balls, the full catastrophe. But unlike in Britain, sad, and in Taiwan, nervous, in Hong Kong, I really remember the excitement. In fact, it was hard to get a cab as local taxi drivers snubbed the Gwailos waiting in the downpour. And why not? British rule was over, and the promise of one country, two systems was a reality. But did anyone really think that promise was going to last 50 years? Chinese control has been creeping across Hong Kong life, and all the faster under President Xi Jinping. Take the promise that the chief executive of Hong Kong be elected by the people. Well, in 2014, the new rules that the leader be pre-screened by Beijing led to the umbrella movement protests. In 2017, chief executive Carrie Lam was selected by a pro-Beijing committee. The legal system has been interfered with to deselect pro-democracy MPs. And press freedom? Well, we saw the unprecedented expulsion of the FT journalist last year, and we hear that large companies are being told to pull advertising from pro-democracy newspapers. These latest protests, more violent than Umbrella, are all about Carrie Lam's proposal of new extradition measures to send Hong Kongers to mainland China for trial. She says the bill is dead, but won't withdraw it, and refuses to go herself. Last week, there were reports of Chinese forces at the Hong Kong border. Well, all this comes as US Secretary of State is in Sydney, having put in his 2 cents worth on Hong Kong, while in the region, urging China to do the right thing. He said, "This is the people of Hong Kong asking their government to listen to them." China is furious and blames America for the violent protests. Now, you might think that markets would have reacted. Well, so far, not at all, really. With geopolitical fault lines everywhere, North Korea, in the US-China trade war, in Iran. Interestingly, Hong Kong is the only place where a financial centre is under threat. It's almost like the markets are in denial, perhaps too much vested interest, although Bloomberg editorials are shifting. Will we see a capital exodus and businesses go from the city? Hong Kong has the largest concentration of ultra-high net worth individuals. Property prices are still sky high. In the background, there's the US-China trade war, and with international trade in US dollars, Hong Kong is the conduit for US dollars into China, the way foreign capital flows in. The stakes in the region are high. This week, China banned travel to Taiwan. Ahead of Taiwanese elections in January, the pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong are mighty unhelpful. As one local analyst put it to me, it's a very binary situation. Where are we now in Hong Kong, and a scenario where police, let alone PLA, move in. Hong Kong becomes China and the place is done. But investors can't trade for binary, so the market stays where it is for now.